guys, I'm going to show you guys how to curl your hair with a flat iron today. First, you're going to get your hair nice and clean. You're going to brush it out, put any product in, your heat protectant, everything before you start. And then you're going to need 2 clips. I like to clip my hair into sections just to make it easy. And then your flat iron. So I like to do 2 sections with my thickness of hair. If you have a ton of hair, obviously you could do more. I feel like this just keeps it organized so that you're not trying to curl all your hair at one time. That can be a little bit overwhelming, especially if you do have a lot of hair. It's easy just to work in sections. So I have my first one up, my second one up, and now I have a small amount of hair to work with so I don't get too overwhelmed with all my hair being down. So my hair dries pretty straight, as you can see. Make sure your flat iron is hot. So you're gonna curl away from your face. So in order to get that beachy type of look, you don't wanna do towards your face, you wanna go away from your face. You're gonna start midway down the strand and you're gonna leave your ends out. Don't put your hands through it or anything yet. You're just gonna move it to the side and do your next section. I like to pull all my hair from the back forward. So a lot of times people are like, how do you get your the back to look nice? You just pull it forward when you clip your hair apart. Now this side is a little trickier for me personally. Obviously you can see I had to look in the mirror and think, okay, how do I get it away from my face? There we go. Perfect. And I do just a slight bend in the flat iron, just a small twist. You don't have to twist it a bunch of times. The more you twist your flat iron, the more your hair is going to curl. So if you're wanting maybe some tighter curls, feel free to actually try to twist the flat iron more than just that one bend. If you're wanting your loose curls, then you just want to do a slight turn in the flat iron and then you just pull down. When I explain this to my guests in the salon, I let them know it's kind of like curling the end of a balloon ribbon. Just one twist with the scissors typically when you're doing that is going to create a curl in the ribbon. So it's similar when you're flat ironing your hair to get that beachy wave. So now I've taken my section down. Same thing, away from the face. You can see most of the curl is at the middle of the strand. I'm not going all the way to the root. You don't want this to look perfect. You want it to kind of be messy and loose. You can go through and flat iron your ends if you want them to have that really straight look. I like to make my section super smooth before I go in. It just keeps it from getting crinkled or getting any creases in your hair as well. I'm taking pretty big sections too, so you don't have to take small sections. This should be pretty quick, pretty easy. It doesn't take a ton of time, which is why it's really great for at-home styling, especially if you're not super great with hair. It gives you an option to make your hair look like you just went to the salon without spending hours doing it. As you can see, my front piece was a little bit too straight for my liking, so I'm just going to go back over it, maybe bend the flat iron just slightly more than I did the first time, and now you have that more defined wave. So there's my first 2 sections. I haven't run my hands through it at all. This is just, I'm letting it cool. This is just how it looks after I run the flat iron through. So my top section, I like to take all of it down and then put my fringe area, like my face framing, up in a clip separate. Just a little bit too much hair for me to take all at once, and I like to really define those pieces that are going to be around your face right in front. So I separate the hair I've already curled. Now you could alternate this and do some towards your face, some away from your face. I personally like to do all away from my face. I feel like I just like the way it looks better. You could definitely mess with it a little bit and do whatever you prefer. So all that hair that's going to lay in the back, I'm pulling forward. So that's what's going to ensure that you're not going to have curly hair in the front and straight hair in the back. And I'm only going over each section one time unless it's too straight. Like this piece right here I feel like is a little bit too straight. So I'm gonna go back in and do an extra turn. You can see I turn the flat iron just slightly more and I have much more of a defined curl. So here's what it's looking like so far. Still have not run my fingers through. Go to this side, do the same thing. Away from my face. I also have my flat iron set at the lowest setting. My hair is very blonde, obviously, so I want to make sure that I am not damaging my hair. So some are a little bit more curled than others, some are a little bit more loose looking. That's totally fine. You don't want everything to be uniform. So now I'm going to take my fringe area down and I'm going to part it in the middle today. I usually part my hair on the side, so I do have like a side swept bang. So as you will see, one side, this side I'm doing now, will have just a little bit of hair, whereas the other side I'll be doing a little bit more, and that's just because the way that my hair is cut. Switching it up though and just doing it in the middle today for something a little different. So this side has a little bit more hair. You could also round brush your hair before you did this if you wanted to, if your hair is really curly or wavy. It's better to start with something that's a little bit smoother. It's just going to be easier for you in the long run if you're not trying to go in and actually smooth out a ton of texture as well as curling it. Perfect. So I'm liking the way everything's looking. It's loose, it's messy. I'm gonna take out my favorite hairspray. It's the Perfecting Spray by Davines. And I'm just gonna pick up piece by piece, spray my hairspray through, just to make sure that it lasts through my day. And then I take my hands under, I kind of rake through it a little bit, fluffing it up, making sure I still have volume, pulling out some of the curl, and there you have it. Super easy and beachy. You can dress it up or keep it casual. Enjoy! I hope you guys love this and find it easy to do at home on yourself.